Up to 30 seconds ago, I had no idea what I wanted this video to be about. And I think that's very often the case with things in life. We do not know what we want because we cannot know it ourselves. Why can we not know ourselves? Well, we're never a mirror to ourselves, as Alan Watts says, right? Like fire cannot burn itself. The tip of our finger cannot touch the tip of our finger. So we cannot know ourselves. Okay, when people say like, I know myself, do you really know yourself? Or can you only know yourself when you look outside of yourself and what the environment mirrors back? So you don't know yourself. The environment reflects back who you are, right? So the intention for this video today, I didn't have at all. I just pressed the button and I started talking. Because if there's one thing that will help, for me, at least in my life, to feel in tune, that there's a connection between my mind and my heart, is just allow flow to happen. Okay, the flow of life. If you read ancient literature, in my bookshelf here, I have like Upanishads, I have Marcus Aurelius, I have Tao Te Ching. All those books describe the same thing. What is the name? The Art of War, Sun Tzu. All these ancient texts, they all say the same thing. Flow with life. Just go with the flow and allow the water to boulder down the mountain, like to flow down the mountain around the boulders, and instead of swimming upstream. Like swimming upstream, eventually you will be taken away by the river because you get tired and the river takes you down anyways. Okay? So, what's the point of this introduction? Well, the point is that I want you to start believing that there is a synchronicity in this world. Okay? That there's like immense connectedness of everything that's going on in our lives if you pay attention. Okay? Like, I'm not judging, but most people are unaware how they're just playing out certain patterns that are not even their own patterns. They're just energy fields of society. Okay? We should. I have to. Okay? But they are not you. They're not inherently defining you. You are unaware that you're playing those patterns. I am unaware that there are patterns that I play in life, which, if you think about it, you definitely question, is this pattern helping me? For example, I had this pattern of every Friday start introducing the weekend by starting to drink a bottle of wine or a few glasses, right? Or a few beers. And I've been doing that for the best part of my life until I came to the realization, okay, there's a pattern playing out here. Am I aware of it? Yeah. Is this pattern helping me? No, it doesn't. Why? Well, Saturday morning was always groggy, and because of the grogginess, like Saturday evening, like, okay, it's weekend now, so yesterday was introduction, and tonight it's Saturday, so, why not a few beers more, and then Sunday was even groggier, and then I postponed my run. I said, I'm not going to run. I'm a little bit energetic, I don't have the energy. Okay, so I might have been even a little bit snappy towards the people around me in my family, right? Because I was like, is that a pattern that I want in my life? No, I don't want that. The same as the patterns like, for example, the reason why I have postponed the creation of this YouTube channel by 5 years, basically, is because there was a pattern playing out continuously. I would get excited about starting the YouTube channel. I would get excited about the idea that I would be able to just express and share my thoughts and my truths with the world, and there's maybe just one person hopefully a million, probably a million, for sure a million, that would resonate with those ideas, right? But I was postponing that because there was a pattern playing out. I would think about building that YouTube channel, and then I would think about how people would judge the quality of it, the content of it. I would compare myself mentally with other channels who obviously do a lot better than this channel. And I would like say, nah, there's no place for me on YouTube. I will not do this. It was just a pattern playing out. And we are like, our whole life is centered around patterns, okay? And it's this essentially not a bad thing. Like, we need those patterns. The pattern of continuously telling your kids that you love them, it's a pattern too, Like, if my kids get upset, I aim to at that moment affirm that I love them. So that's a constructive pattern. It helps us, right? It helps to strengthen relationship. It helps to give them a sense of psychological safety. So patterns are not bad. It's the conscious awareness that I believe when we cultivate that, life will get in and of itself a lot more pleasurable, And I think that is happiness. That's the conscious awareness about patterns that are playing out. That is conscious awareness. Okay, and we're probably never done with developing our conscious awareness. Growth is always ongoing. But I wanted to shoot this video literally because 30 seconds before I started this video, I didn't have not a single idea what I should do this video about. My mind did not have an idea. My mind was saying, you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should do this. You shouldn't do anything. I just press the play button. I take the microphone and I allow the flow to go through me. And the flow wanted to speak about patterns. Okay? And so what is it with patterns? Okay, so what do I do when I become conscious aware there's a pattern playing out? Yeah. I think the most powerful thing is meditation. Meditation is, science says like, it's just good for the brain and, it activates some part of the brain. I think when we meditate, we're tapping into our heart energy, and in the heart is connected to the energy field, the consciousness. I love David Hawkins' work. I read Always book multiple times, Dr. David Hawkins, and he explains like how we are connected to the energy fields and how we influence the energy field from our hearts. But our hearts get cluttered with emotions that we don't let go. Okay, so we have emotions. I spoke in the other video, emotions and thoughts and beliefs that are functioning as a sort of blocker on our antennas. And those antennas are connected to universe consciousness, right? So meditation isn't some like woo-woo stuff. It isn't like something scientifically. I think meditation is just connecting to your own heart. And in the heart knows and the heart feels. So we have answers to everything. We don't need to contemplate with lists of positive points and negative points what a right decision would be if we will cultivate connection to our heart. Okay? So the best way for me to to realize what kind of patterns are playing out and how they affect my life is to actually meditate every morning. Okay? And some people say like, oh, I just love to work right away when I wake up. Great. I'm not saying you should do what I do. What I'm saying is meditation builds mind-heart connection, because we need our mind, we train our mind to focus on the heart. Like my coach Andres says this always, never forget that this is a muscle you need to train. This is literally a muscle from your mind to your heart that we need to train. It's not a muscle like in the body, but it's a muscle on an energetic level, okay? And that muscle needs training, and meditation is the way to do it. So here we go, okay? So like, if you close your eyes, yeah, and you take a deep breath, this is what I would recommend you doing before you want to ask yourself, like, which patterns in life are holding me back or draining my energy, right? So you close your eyes, and when you breathe in, you're going to imagine, it's just a pure imagination, okay? Because imagination is our mind at play. You know, the strength of the mind is imagination, and with imagination, we control the energy field. We influence the energy field, and we are able to put our choices out there, okay? So, breathing in through the forehead. We have our third eye here, which is in, it's like this. It's one of our chakras, like an energy center, if you will. And if we breathe in into our forehead, and then when we breathe in, we imagine that this energy is going to our hearts. Okay, in to the heart, in to the heart, and you can even imagine that when you breathe out, you're breathing out through the heart. Okay, so what's happening? We're creating this energy flow that goes from the mind to the heart, and then you can do it the other way around. Breathe in from the heart, breathe out through the head. Breathe in from the heart, breathe out through the head. Do that for like 3-4 minutes every morning. It builds this connection. Okay, it's like almost as opening the portal. Yeah. So when the portal is open, then ask yourself, what pattern that I'm constantly repeating isn't aligned with the future I desire? Okay, so I would, for example, meditate and then do that for 3-4 minutes, and then I would ask, okay, so which pattern is playing out? So the other day, I think it was 3 days ago, I realized that the pattern that was playing out was every time something wouldn't go as I imagined it to be, my natural reaction would be frustration. And it was just a pattern. So my natural reaction would be frustration, like, damn it, why am I not able to manifest what I want? Okay, I'm going to work with a manifestation coach from next week onwards to fix exactly the things. I'm looping, as he calls, right? So I'm not a manifestation noob. I understand what manifestation is about and how it works. I just somehow don't seem to be able to find the right frequency all the time. But when it comes to using meditation and opening up the heart and connecting to the field, that has given me tremendous impact on understanding which patterns I need to change. Joe Dispenza also speaks about it, right? Everything that I do is already, the information is in the information field. It's not just Joe Dispenza's idea. It's not Alan Watts' idea. It's not anyone's idea. Those people just have connection to the energy field where everything is known. Reality Transferring, I spoke in one of my videos as well, is the book where this is also very clearly explained. And it's not the only book where this is explained. I just think that the language of this book is, it's really clear to understand. So you recognize those patterns, and then you replace those patterns in your same visualization with new patterns, okay? And then with that, you set an intention for that day. Yeah, you set an intention for that day. Like, okay, so you visualize that the pattern is playing out like you want it. Like you're not, for example, in my case, I'm not reacting with frustration. I'm reacting with curiosity, okay? So it took like maybe 10 sessions of meditation with myself to start to see a change there. But, I want to be curious when things don't go as they want. And the curiosity is a feeling that you can generate, right? Like try to generate curiosity right now. You know how that feels. It's like for me, it's like a tingling feeling in my belly. Like, okay, I want to know more. So things don't go like I want them. What's there to learn? And I've started to see absolutely changes. You know, like in this specific matter, it was 3 days since I started to do that. But I already see changes when things don't go like I want them. Okay, and one example is my reaction to something that my wife said, and then I was like, normally I would be frustrated because she's saying not what I want to hear, but now I'm curious. Maybe the way how I said it should have been changed. Maybe I felt at that moment an energy that was actually provoking that answer from her. And yeah, it was like that. I said the thing, but it was the words were okay, but I knew that it came not from the right energy. So this is how you can change patterns. Any pattern, whether it's overeating, whether it's drinking alcohol, whether it's smoking, whether it's raging, whether it's procrastinating, whether it's any pattern that's playing out that you feel is not contributing towards the future you want, is very easily reversible that way. Okay, so shaking camera here, you know, who cares anyways. Yeah, that's the video for today. And you know, whistling in the tree and watching the flowers to which the butterflies come. And yeah, see you in the next video. Cheers.